How's it going, everybody? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson, and today I've got volume 3 of some fun and easy riffs from Kiss. Right now Guitar Control is giving away this really cool free chord chart. There's a link down in the description. Click that link, you can download your copy for free. It's in PDF format. It's very well organized. You can print it out and then just have it wherever you practice, in your gig bag or whatever. Any chord you can need at a glance. Very useful tool. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so the first one we have is She. So for this one here, we start off, we just have a G5 power chord, so I'm on the 3rd fret of the low E with my first finger, and the 5th fret of the A string with my 3rd finger, and these are 8th notes. So we're going to play this 1 and then we rest on beat 2, and then on the downbeat of beat 3, we're going to do another G5, but we're just going to do it an octave higher. So we're going to take that same shape, but now we're going to move it up a whole step and skip a set of strings. So now we're on the 5th fret of the D string with my first finger, the 7th fret of the G string with my 3rd finger, and the 8th fret of the B string with my 4th finger. So when we hit this, it's going to be 3 and then we slide out of it. 3 and 4 and then we rest on the and of 4. So it's kind of weird. It's easier to just feel it like that. So that's the first measure. This riff's only 2 measures long. So the second measure, we're going to start here on the 3rd fret of the A string with your first finger, and we've got this little chromatic walk up. We're going to go 3, 4, 5, and it's 16th note, so it's 1, E, and then on that last 16th note is a rest, and then on the downbeat of 2, we hit the 3rd fret of the D string, and that with a little vibrato. So. Alright, so we have, then it hit that, then to the 5th fret of the A string. And then it just repeats. So. So the next one we're going to look at is opening main, like, cool riff from the song Makin. I think this is a really cool riff. So we're going to start off here on the 9th fret of the D and G string, and we're going to bar that with our 3rd finger. So we start off, we're going to be pedaling the low E string throughout this. So we've got 1 and that's palm muted. And then on the downbeat of 2, we hit this 9th fret here on the D and the G string. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the first measure. And then the second measure, we still have our 3rd finger here. Now we're going to take our first finger and we're going to bar it so it's going across the 7th fret of the D and the G string. And then we're going to pick, starting on the 9, and we're going to pull off. So we're doing 2 strings together. So that's 1 and then on the downbeat of 2, we're going to take that 3rd finger and we're going to bar the 9th fret of the A and the D string. And then we're going to go back to that 7th fret of the D and the G. So this is all 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now we come up here. So this here is a dotted quarter note, and then the last one's a quarter note. So that's the first 2 measures. measure 3 is the same as the first one. Now the next measure is similar. We start off with the 9 pull to 7 to 9 on the A and D, back to the 7, but this time instead of just ending on 9, we come back to here, 9 on the A and D, and then back to 7, 9. And then the last one we're going to look at here, this is a song off of their Kiss's worst selling album, and like most people just seem to really hate this album. It's album music from The Elder. If you're a real Kiss fan, I'm sure you're familiar with it. Anyhow, most people didn't care for it. I like it. It's really weird. It's not like typical Kiss, but I really dig it. Anyhow, this is a cool song off of that, so I thought would be a good one to do, because I don't think this song or album doesn't really get a whole lot of love. So, you know, if you want to know how to play it, you know, this is how you do it. All right, so we start off, we've just got this, we're just playing the open low E string, and it's got this real kind of swing thing going on here. So it's like, so we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's 3/8 notes, a quarter note, and then 3/8 notes. So that repeats 4 times. That's the first measure. And then we're going to kind of keep that same kind of feel going through it. But we're going to be playing some additional chords. So all right, so we're going to start. We just got an E5, so the 7th fret of the A string with my first finger, and then the 9th fret of the D and G string with my 3rd finger. I'm just barring it as if I was doing like a major chord. Just try not to get that major 3rd in there. On the B string. So we've got 1 and then on the downbeat of 2, we just move that down a whole step to D5. So 1 and 2, and then we have a muted strum for the end of 2. Back to the 7 for beat 3, and that's a quarter note. So, and then 4 and is D5 back to E again. So that's the 2nd measure. Okay, and then on the 3rd measure, it starts off with that muted strum, and then we're going to come down and do an E5 down here. So we're low E string is open in the 2nd fret of the A string, and that's going to be and 2 and 3 and 4, or 4 and. So it kind of hangs there for a minute. So we hit this 4 and then it just kind of repeats that same thing. It just looks different because it doesn't end right, you know, at the end, like on the and of 4. It's ending on the downbeat of 4. So you basically just do that riff twice. So the second time you end it, we're going to go here, we're going to be at B5. So your first finger is already in the right place since you just did this E5 here. So our first finger is on the 2nd fret of the A string, 3rd finger is barring the 4th fret of the D and the G string. So this is B5, and this is 4 4, and then we move it up a half step to C5 for the and of 4. 4 and then that's tied to downbeat of the next measure, well, the whole first beat. So 4 and 1, 2, come back to the B, and then on the and to 2 we come to an A5. So the 5th string, A string open, second fret of the D and G string. And this is a dotted quarter note. So we're hitting this on the and of 2, but it's going to ring out for the and of 2 plus beat 3. Then to the C5, 4, and the and of 4, D5. And that's tied to beat 1 of the next measure, and 1, and then back to the C5 for 2, and then down to B5 and 3. So that last measure is a 3/4 bar. So we got Alright, so there you have it, volume 3 of fun and easy riffs from Kiss. So let me know what your thoughts are on what I was talking about with like that album Music from the Elder. I'm just curious to, any of you out there who are Kiss fans, if you just drop in the comments, let me know if you like that album or don't like that album, and why you like it, why you don't like it. It's, I always found this album just really interesting that nobody really seems to agree on it. I have met other people that like it besides me, but it's just not very common. Anyway, if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.